I have the most important gift already ready to go.
Yeah. No, you can't give that to my dog ever. Yeah.
Lila heard that.
She's like, and I'm in. I'm all in.
Do you hear what is that?
That is hysterical.
That Uncle Clay's present once again. Thank you, Uncle Clay.
I have given one of these to her the last, I don't know, I think this will be the 3rd or 4th year, and she knows.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode of the TexTenn Podcast. I'm Keith, and again with me, Clay Blair. Clay.
Hi everybody. As you can see, there's 3 of us sitting here. Brother Trace came back to join us for today's podcast. Hi, Trace.
Hi everybody. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. Like, I mean, you're our all-time leading guest on the podcast at 2.
You got 2.
So you're our favorite guest.
We can tie it up pretty quick next week with Randy if we want to.
True, but that's not the point. The point is you're winning.
Yay!
That's funny. Yeah. So how the heck are you, man?
I'm good.
I haven't talked to you a little bit. How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, it was great. Good. It was great. We went to Port O'Connor, and I think. After this is, I guess, the 4th year that I've fried turkeys, maybe just the 3rd. I think I've got it down now.
Oh, yeah?
Finally nailed it.
Beffy sent me a picture of you at about 7:30 that morning out her window. It looked like you were already up and ready to fry turkeys.
Yes. So if you want to eat at noon, you got to back into every minute that it takes to have a turkey, cut up and presented on a nice plate at noon, and so you can't be late, especially when you're cooking for your entire, for your girlfriend's entire family. That could have been my last day,
Yeah, right.
If the last day. If the turkey doesn't show up or it's bad, that could have been the end. So
it was. I mean, you came in clutch. It sounds like for the best one. I mean,
I think I was up at 3:00 on Thanksgiving morning.
Clay's never seen that time to get out of bed.
Not because I didn't wake up to 3:00. I've seen 3:00 before.
Yeah, like maybe wake up to go to the bathroom, but he's definitely not getting up at 3:00. He's not getting up at 7:30.
Yeah, but the entire weekend was super. My girls came on Wednesday, and we had a gospel music show that night. Tiffany's dad plays the guitar beautifully, like Chet Atkins style. I've never known anyone that could mimic Chet Atkins style, his finger picking style, like Randy can. And her mother plays the piano. I mean, the first time I heard her play, I thought she had been classically trained in wherever you go to get classically trained in piano. I mean, she's amazing. And so then the girls had the guitars. We had 3 guitars and piano, and Tiffany's oldest, Paige, is playing the piano beautifully too, and singing, leading the worship on the Sunday morning, for the Sunday morning junior high Sunday school gathering at our church. And so anyway, we had a big fun time on Wednesday. I heard somebody asked me the other day, they said, "Man, I saw you on Facebook playing and singing." I don't know who posted it or where, but it somehow made it to the internet. And then Thursday was Thanksgiving. On Friday morning, we took the kids and went fishing and caught enough fish to feed 25 people at lunch that day. So we just had a super weekend.
Nice.
Really good.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And then my girls somehow
I got them.
left me on Thursday on Thanksgiving, about the time they finished the last bite of dessert, and disappeared to go somewhere. I'm not sure where they.
That's rude.
I wasn't terribly thrilled about their departure like that, but do you have any idea where they went?
I saw them for, I don't know, a few minutes that night. I don't know where they went, but we had a great time.
I know that you did a tenderloin. Did y'all have lobster again too?
No, that's for Christmas.
Oh, that's Christmas. Sorry.
It's a Christmas.
Christmas is lobster.
Keith, how was his tenderloin? Did you like it?
I heard it was a little bad. I heard it was kind of rough.
What's the best one I've ever done?
I heard it was overcooked and just the flavor was terrible, was not seasoned well at all. I mean, that's the rumor going around. I don't, but I wouldn't know personally because I never get invited to anything.
Right.
That's awkward. That's awkward. You know what we should do? We should all meet and make Clay take us to lunch at some point. We should meet over there in Robstown and make him take us to lunch. I think that's a good idea.
You won't cry about how far it is to drive?
I didn't say that. I mean, did you hear me say that? You trying to put words in my mouth?
You do every time you come out here. You're like exhausted. Oh my gosh!
To be clear,
driving the 27
to be clear,
here.
I have to drive a lot of miles anyway every week.
That's why I don't understand why you complain so much having to cross the Oso,
a couple bridges.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a few bridges, man. That's a long way.
You know, I was surprised given the amount of time that you spend on Interstate 37 coming back and forth for soccer on the weekends. I was surprised that your vacation weekend after Thanksgiving was going back to San Antonio.
Right? Right?
He drove to Comfort. It's further.
Isn't that hysterical? Well, so it's because of, it's very specifically, it's because of Christmas and Comfort. There's a gentleman there that sells these vintage Christmas trees. I don't know anywhere else to go get that. My wife loves these things. We spent a fortune on them. And then we went to downtown San Antonio, which we haven't been to in 4 years. Because again, when we go to San Antonio, it ain't for fun. We go to like the northwest part. We go to the northeast part. Like we don't go like have actual fun, right? So, I mean, downtown San Antonio has changed a lot in the last 4 years, by the way.
It has.
Like in front of the Alamo, like there's no road there anymore. The building that had like one of the best steakhouses I've ever eaten at has been completely gutted. Like it's just a shell. So,
what's that one called?
What's the building called?
The steakhouse.
No, steakhouse.
I don't remember what it was called. I just remember like where it was. It was like in the second story, like facing the Alamo. Like you could sit at a table and like your view was the Alamo. Yeah, it was really cool.
I had a replacement for you.
What's that?
Bohannon's is just down the street on Houston Street, across from the Majestic.
Yeah, we almost went there, but we went to Nona, an Italian place. That's there. That's not far from Bohannon's. Like you walk right past Bohannon's when you go. But yeah, I've heard it's amazing.
I thought you were talking about. I thought you were about to describe Bohannon's to us.
No, but Bohannon's, we're going there next time because I've never had caviar before, and they have caviar. And nobody in Corpus Christi sells caviar, so we're gonna specifically go to get.
Let me know before you go, and I'll make.
Perfect.
I've represented Mark Bohannon in that restaurant since before they opened.
Oh, wow. There you go. Yeah, no, we're definitely, like, it's on the list to go to the next time we make it to downtown because we looked at the menu. I'm like, like they've got caviar. We're going to try that. We're just going to try it.
I've never had caviar either. But the time that I went to Bohannon's was by the end of the night. I mean, I was just overwhelmed with how wonderful that food was. And I just quit eating.
Well, now I want to go this weekend.
I mean, you should.
Well, the service is impeccable too. I mean, I'll just give you one example. I took Tiffany and the girls. We were going to a show at the Majestic, and I took Tiffany and the girls there, and Paige was wearing a black fancy skirt, and the napkins on the table were white. And so we got there, and the waiter came and said, "Oh, let me exchange these napkins for black napkins so that there's no lint on your dress." Wow. And Paige will always remember that. So
you know that you're at a good high-end restaurant when that happens. I like that. That's good. Yeah, no, I will absolutely let you know because we want to go back there. I don't want to wait 4 years to go back and get it because again, like caviar, my guess is I'm going to hate it. That's my guess.
Have you had caviar?
But I just want to try it.
I have, yeah, and I mean, you're not going to hate it. I mean, you're also not going to say, "Oh my gosh, I've been missing this all my life," is my expectation.
So,
and then you're going to say, "Was it worth what I paid?"
Right, because it costs a fortune. So, like, my whole thing is, if it costs that much, how can it not be really good, right?
Yeah, it's a status symbol. You want to make sure all the tables around you hear you order it.
I'll have the caviar,
for sure.
please.
Yeah, say it very loudly. Yeah.
Sir, I would like the caviar. Yeah. That's kind of like, so again, this is going back a long time ago, but when I turned 21, I had the liquor store and I wanted to try all of the alcohol because I'd never had alcohol before at all. I assumed it tasted decent because everybody drinks alcohol. Turns out that everybody's just insane because it all tastes like crap. But I thought, back then, this is 2000, right? Or 2001. Dom Perignon is like huge, right? It's $140, $150 a bottle. I can get it for like 90. Like, I'm trying a bottle of this because it has to be good if it costs that much money. Because this, again, $150 back in 2001, that was a lot of money for a bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
Dear God. Like, I took one sip of that and just poured it down the drain of the kitchen because I was like, good God, that tastes like it's gone bad. Like, something has happened to this. It's gone foul.
I don't think you'll have that reaction to caviar, but I certainly agree with you with respect to champagne. I was given every year at this time of year, I get gifts from different vendors and that kind of thing.
Sure.
And other lawyers that I work with. And I have a very fancy bottle of champagne in there that
it'll be gross.
Well, it's aging. Let's just say that. It's been
exactly
6 years, and I've never, I haven't touched it since I put it up in the glass cabinet so people can see that I have this very fancy bottle of champagne.
That's hysterical.
But that's its sole purpose in life.
Yeah, just to hang out there, look really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I so desperately wanted to like wine and champagne, and it's just terrible. It's awful.
I don't mind a glass of wine. I will tell you this. I also get very expensive bottles of wine from time to time. I've got of course, I don't know these bottles. I have to look them up on the internet, but there's some $700 to $800 bottles of wine in there that I have received. You can definitely tell a difference between one of those and even a decent $20 bottle of decoy Merlot or something like that. You can certainly
so the funny thing is my wife jokes, like, I don't like red wine, but I can tell you pretty much how expensive the bottle of wine is based on just tasting it and going, okay, that's not terrible. Like a cheap bottle of wine, I taste it, I'm like, that's gross. But then if it's like $150 bottle of wine and I taste it, I'm like, oh, that's not terrible. Like, I could drink that if I had to. I don't want to, but like if you forced me to drink it, I could drink it. Whereas like the cheap stuff, I'm like, just give me like rubbing alcohol. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, like I don't know that I've had $600, $700, $800 bottles of wine, but my guess is they are better. Like they're smoother. Like they don't bite the tongue so bad. Like I don't know what it is, but
I'm no kind of wine connoisseur. I can't even really describe the difference. I can just tell you there is a difference. There is a big difference between a really good bottle of wine and a decent one that you buy at HEB if that's what you do. So anyway.
So man, ready for Christmas?
Yeah, all the gifts are bought, I think.
Got an extra few days to get ready for Christmas thanks to the schedule that you sent us the other day.
No, it's been revised.
Oh, it's
the 23rd. It's the 23rd and 24th.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes. So before Christmas, and what he's talking about, Keith, is before Christmas, Beth turns 21. She turns 21 on the 18th, and I'm a little ahead of you in raising these children.
Sure.
So I feel like I should help you along.
I'll take all the help I can get.
Get you ready for things that are coming with Annabelle. But when Annabelle turns 21, you can't evidently do that in Texas.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Right.
You can't turn 21 in Texas.
No.
Where is appropriate?
Well, New York City is the best place to do it.
No,
Since
thank
you
you.
can't do it in Texas, you can do it in New York City. So we're
No,
going
thank
to
you.
turn 21 in New York City.
No, thank you. So just so you know, my 12-year-old wants to turn 16 in New York City. And I said, I've never lost anything in New York that I need to go back and get. So I don't know that can happen.
Well, so we're going to New York City for Beth's 21st birthday.
That'll be fun.
And super excited. I really am super excited about that. Just seeing them in their element. They love it. But Beth has been to New York City. This will be her 4th time in, I don't know, 2 years.
I don't know that you need to go that often. That's weird.
She's a traveler. I mean, these girls are travelers. They're so anyway, that's first. Then we'll come home, have Christmas, and then back to work the week after Christmas. So
there you go.
And I'm not ready for Christmas, not by a long shot. I don't even. I understand that. But could I borrow one of those trees that you have? What do you got? Just 20 of them or something?
We got way more than that, man. Way more than that.
That was
way
that
more.
was 2 weeks ago. They had
that was
20.
2 weeks ago, man. Yeah. No, I mean 2 weeks ago we had like 40. Like, I mean, so she also has like these little glass, like antique, you know what I'm talking about, like the little antique glass ones.
I don't.
She
I
has
was
those
hoping
as
that
well.
you would. That's what you went to Comfort for. Is those?
No, we went to
little
Comfort for the
trees?
ceramic ones that are like this big to like that big. Like I'm talking about. She also has now like these little glass ones.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I'll have to send you guys a video. It's just it's a lot. But again, the house doesn't look cluttered the way she's done this. Like, and it's not that big of a house.
I love that. I just haven't. Lila is not insistent upon me putting a tree up,
right?
And so, it's just if Lila's not complaining, then it doesn't have to happen. I guess.
So can you see? I don't know if you guys can actually see my tree. Can you see my tree?
No, not right now.
No.
So, like, this is the one she came to decorate at the
now
office.
we can see your tree. Yeah, that's a sure enough tree.
Yeah,
that one will do. Can I have that one for?
Well, no, that's my office. I have another one at the office at the house. You could, I guess, take that one since I don't work in there often. I don't know.
I do have the most important gift. Trace was just talking about Lila. Trace, who is Lila?
Well, Lila is the black golden child around here.
I do have the
star of Christmas.
Yeah, I have the most important gift already ready to go.
Yeah, no, you can't give that to my dog ever. Yeah.
Lila heard that.
She's like, "And I'm in. I'm all in."
Do you hear what is? What is
that? Is hysterical.
That Uncle Clay's present once again. Thank you, Uncle Clay.
I have given one of these to her the last. I don't know. I think this will be the 3rd or 4th year, and she knows. It's incredible how smart this dog is. When they get there, when they get to Mom and Dad's house, she starts hunting for this
that's
chicken
hysterical.
That Christmas Eve night. And we'll just kind of poke around. She, for whatever reason, she doesn't find it, but you can tell she is looking. She is looking for
That's hysterical. I love it.
And then once she opens and she literally opens the present, gets it out, and then it is the squeaky chicken rodeo.
That thing somebody gave Junie one of those one time. I was like, and then she's using it like while I'm trying to work, and I'm like, okay, that's I gotta put that on a shelf somewhere because that's too much.
Yes,
like
it becomes much. I agree.
It becomes much very quick, and you're like, okay, okie dokie. She also my wife's grandfather, so they're coming back down next month from Alabama, and he gets her a toy every time he goes to Walmart, which is like once a week, because he says that he doesn't like dogs at all, but then like he treats this dog like it's the most of all the grandchildren, it's the most important of all the great grandchildren. So he gets these like little round ones. They're like the highest pitched squeak in the world, and I don't know if he just can't hear that decibel. But dear God, she'll bring it back over to our house, and I'm like, nope, gotta go. It goes in the trash, or it goes back over to Grandpa's house. Like, that is not happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like, break your eardrums. Crazy. So, I'm trying to think. Yeah, so we're not doing anything for Christmas, but we're gonna try to go skiing this year. Are you going skiing? Best skier of South Texas?
I haven't planned anything. I'm gonna go. I've got to go. I haven't been in 2 years. I've got to go.
So, yeah, we haven't taken the kids in 2 years, so we have to get them on a mountain somewhere. We'll just send them with Uncle Clay.
I'm questioning.
It's a great idea.
I did see they've come out with these shin guards that protect your shins from the inside.
I saw those. Mm-hmm.
I mean, even with custom boots, my shins get tired.
I agree. I saw those. I was like, man, I wonder if that would hurt or if that would just create more hot spots.
I think that would change the game, honestly.
I think the problem with them is they better be super thin because these custom boots that we have there's no room.
There's no give. Yeah.
For a thick pad, you know.
And I think they are.
Where are y'all going?
I don't know. I have no idea. We're not going to Tahoe because I'm just done with Tahoe. I think we'll probably go somewhere in New Mexico, probably. Be my guess. I don't know. We'll see.
How's the snow this year? Since we're not going at Christmas, I haven't looked.
Beaver Creek,
this week before Christmas is usually when we go skiing.
Okay.
And since Sarah Kate tore her knee this year, we're not going. So I haven't even looked at the snow reports.
Beaver Creek, as of like 2 weeks ago, had like a 23-inch base already. I was like, it's pretty good.
Trace, where were we in Utah? Park City?
Park City. Yeah.
We went to Park City a few years ago before Christmas, and they just did not have the snow, and there was 2 runs. We could ride one lift up to the top, and you had 2 choices. You could either go right or you could go left, and so that's what we spent the day doing that. It was fun. They were pretty good runs, but we'd get to the top and kind of say, okay, right or left, and one of us would just take off.
There you go.
Yeah, if you have a choice, the week before Christmas is not the time to go.
I agree.
But we've done that before.
Want to go twice, and kids are in school. That's the only time you can go. The week after Christmas, you can go, but it is a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. Yeah. See, I'd much rather just take them out of school. I mean, the reality is these kids aren't actually learning anything that's useful in school anymore. So who cares? Like, miss a week of school, what's it going to do? You get a B instead of an A? Congratulations. Of course, my daughter would never let that happen. She'd have a heart attack. My son's like, sweet, let's do it. Like, I just don't care. I don't care at all.
I think that's so funny that you have that mindset of just, I don't care. You think it's not not worth it anymore.
Legit don't care. And the reality is I found out that I can actually unenroll them from school and enroll them back in for a week, and it doesn't even count against me, like them sending me the threatening letter telling me that they're going to take me to court if my kid misses any more school. We've got those a few times. This is, to me, this is more important than what they're going to learn in school.
The school systems, I think, probably have had to relax a little bit about that, because if they are as strict as they were when we were in school and when my kids were in school, everybody would pull them out and homeschool. You know?
Well, no, you can just pull them out and put them back in, apparently. Yeah. Cool. Like, I'll unenroll them and re-enroll them every time we take a trip during school. Not a big deal. I don't care. But again, send me the letter telling me you're going to take me to court. See me in court. I don't care. Like, what are you going to do? Put me in jail? Like, I'm the best dad that you've ever met. Like, congratulations. I'm giving my kids experience, Your Honor. Yeah. Like, they don't learn a damn thing in school anyway. So they're teaching them about grammar. Guess what? Anything that they type on will fix the grammar for them.
True.
And again, they don't handwrite anything. So, tell me what the problem is here, folks. These people, and then they won't let my kid run a completely legitimate side hustle in the school and make some money off of his friends. Like, come on. Like, get over it. Like, the one thing that they could actually teach him something about, but it's because they don't know about it. Because they learned.
He should have offered a percentage of the sales to Flower Bluff ISD.
Kickback?
Yeah.
Kickback.
I haven't heard the update on that. Did he, in fact, try to sell 3D things?
He did, and he got shut down. He got shut down.
He did?
He did. But, so I don't, you guys have older kids. Are you familiar with this 6-7 thing that's going on?
No, I know that it exists because when it happens and we're in the car with Tiffany's girls, they all do whatever.
6-7. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
I don't understand it.
I don't. It's because there's no actual meaning to it. That's what makes it so stupid. But it's not dying. So Graham, he had this brilliant idea to 3D print a 6-7 pencil topper to put on his eraser. So he does that. And then all of a sudden he's like, wait a minute, there's infinite amounts of 6-7 stuff on this. It's Bamboo Labs. And so he prints off like 5 different 6-7 things yesterday, a fidget spinner, like a 6-7 thing that like is like a 6-7 sitting at a school desk that you can put your pencil in, like all this stuff. He's like, yeah, I'm going to sell this to my friends tomorrow. I'm like, good luck. I don't care. Like, and if he gets in trouble, I'll go to the school and say, I don't care. You guys should use this as a teaching moment because the shit you're teaching them is not actually worth anything. But he can't learn anything about economics and like capitalism inside school because you guys don't even understand it. So let me teach you so you can teach the kids. Let's turn this into a big learning lesson. Like, I'll come in the classroom and teach the kids.
All right, this is interesting. Carry this out to college. How do you feel about college?
It's the biggest waste of money ever.
It's the biggest waste of money ever. I figured that's what you say.
Again, I helped teach this class over here at TAMUCC, right? Those kids don't know a damn thing about the world. They cannot possibly go out into the world and get a job and be more prepared than somebody coming out of high school. They can't. The only thing that would be more prepared is that maybe, hopefully, they're slightly more mature. But they're not more prepared. Yeah, because they're older, but not because they went to college, just because they've lived 4 more years.
I get it. Don't.
Like, I mean, the whole thing is a scam. So I actually read an article by a guy. He's a history teacher at some university. He's like, look, folks, the university system has been broken for decades because what you went to, Trace, I don't know how old you are, but what you went to school is likely almost identical to what your daughters went to school, like as far as everything that was taught, right? And the way it was taught is definitely the very same. He said the problem is we know it's been broken for years, but we're too lazy to do anything, and we're not incentivized to do anything because once you get tenure, you're making $250,000 a year. Just sit back and do nothing, right? So he said the problem is, everybody's saying AI has changed the game. He said, no, what happened is AI held a mirror up and said, hey, look, you idiots, you haven't changed in 100 years. And if we don't change at some point, the whole thing's about to melt down. Because what's going to happen is companies like Google have done certifications for a very long time. Like, they don't care about anything to do with college, right? If you go to college, it does not impress Google. It doesn't impress all the Oracle, all these tech companies. They would rather you go to do their training and get certified in what they think is valuable, because that means you're actually able to do today what you need to do today, and you're also able to learn quickly, so that way as technology changes, we can teach you that and you can stay ahead of the curve. And heck, OpenAI, I think it was, has basically said they're going to stop hiring college graduates. They're going straight for people, high school graduates, because they're going to be more in touch with exactly what's going on. And they've actually come out and said, like, hey, computer science people, you're about to, it's being all replaced by AI. So don't go to school anymore. Stop going to school. Just come work.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, it obviously that's all tech stuff, but again, like how many math majors do you know that went and got a degree in math or English or history and actually taught math, English, or history? None of them.
Right.
So again, what good is, I think history is more important than virtually anything they're teaching in school at this point, because I think we can actually learn from the mistakes of the past, but I don't think what was Graham? Oh, the phases of the moon. He comes home. I've biased my kid, obviously, but he comes home and goes, Dad, like waning something or waxing something phase of the moon. He goes, when am I ever going to use that in life? Have you ever used that? I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about, kid. Like, I know that I learned it at some point, but good gosh, like, no. Like, I look up at the moon and go, is it pretty or is it not pretty tonight?
Yep.
But that's the kind of crap that we're wasting time teaching them instead of stuff that's actually useful. But it's because we don't know what to do, so we just do nothing. We're just going to keep teaching the same thing over and over again.
Well, I think the teachers are at a disadvantage because they were trained in how to teach what they're teaching, and they don't know how to teach what you're talking about would be valuable to those kids.
Well, but also they're not allowed to. They're not allowed to think. Well, because they're teaching for a test that actually means nothing. My kids are going to pass. Well, of course, they just said they're not going to do it anymore. But my kids are going to pass the STAR exam no matter what, because they're smart. They're going to pass it. But guess what? It doesn't matter because it's not part of their grade. It doesn't actually affect whether or not they go forward in school or not. So why are we teaching to that?
They spend half the year trying to teach up the kids that won't naturally pass it. And your kids have to sit there and endure that and get nothing for the entire time that they're teaching that.
Yeah.
For purposes of funding.
Exactly. So, like, again, like all these people complaining that like Trump's trying to get rid of the Department of Education. Folks, like, I don't know if you guys follow Bill Maher. Is that his name on social media? Even he's like, you know what? I think he might be right because like we're spending all this money and our kids aren't doing any better in school. Like our ability to keep up with, the other countries, we keep getting worse and worse and worse, and we're spending more and more money. Like the Department of Education for the United States government, federal government, is basically useless. I'm not going to say that the Texas state one's much better. Like if you guys can't step back and go, hey, we have to be innovative and change the way we're teaching these kids and teach them stuff that is actually going to help them in life. Like, I don't know, how to manage your finances, what free capitalism looks like what it will take to actually get a job in the future. Let's focus on that stuff instead of the phases of the frickin' moon.
Of the moon. No. Whether it's waxing or waning.
Yeah, like, come on. Anyway, sorry. You got me fired up again. Let's talk about water in Corpus Christi. You want to get me really fired up?
Water in Corpus Christi?
We don't have any.
We don't have any.
I've heard that y'all don't want a desal plant.
Yeah, that's the rumor. So Deanna was at a meeting for the all the industry people yesterday, and two of the city council members thought it was important enough to show up, but all the news people showed up. It was like a 3-hour meeting, and basically industry says, hey, in the next 90 days, if we don't get some rain, we're going to have to dial back by up to 20%. All of our, which is a problem, right? That's a problem for the entire region because one, we're not producing what we need to produce, but also that means like 20% of the time that I'm supposed to be spending at work, I now don't go to work. So now I don't have enough money. So then, like, the local economy is screwed, but we don't need water.
Well, and historically, the next 90 days is not when a significant rainfall is going to fill up the lake.
Correct. But don't worry about it because we're good. Like, let's kick the can down the road a little bit further, right? Idiots. Yeah. Actual idiots. I mean, it's just, and I hope somebody sends this to one of those idiots that voted against the desal plant, which obviously doesn't fix our 90-day problem, but it at least says like, hey, we've got a problem. We're making active steps towards fixing this. But I pray that somebody sends this clip to one of those idiots that voted against that and they give me a call. I'd love to have a conversation. In fact, I'd love to have them on the podcast. I don't advise it because it won't go well for them likely, but I would love to have them on the podcast.
Are you going to yell at them?
No, I won't yell. I'm smarter and I talk faster. They won't keep up.
That's
like, there's not a lot of things that I'm super confident and I'll just throw out there in public, but I assure you, I'm pretty damn smart. My mind works really fast. They would not keep up.
I've heard you urge Clay to run for city council. Have you considered it?
I would never.
You would,
but why not?
Mm-mm.
Why not? Would
I have kids? Because it's a full-time job. To do it correctly, it's a full-time job, and I have kids, and I can't do it right now. I just can't. The reality is again, I'm not the smartest guy in the room. I'm smarter than them. The reality is I'm smart enough to know that this is not a good time in my life to do something like that. So if I can't fully give to it, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But clay is available. I'm just saying.
I have a full-time job.
Well, yeah, but you could do more. You have good employees that I've helped you hire to make it so that they can run that place when you're not there, and you don't have the kids that you're trying to take care of and run to practices and all that stuff. So you're available at night for all the meetings.
Nighttime is my time.
Oh,
but
so is morning though.
Corpus times.
Morning is this time too.
So wait, which time? I'm so confused. Is it night or is it morning?
I like my life the way that it is.
Oh, okay. Yes, but I think you should. Trace, you're welcome to move and I'll get you elected if you'd like. We'll put you right in Cal Allen.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I had an opportunity to move back to Corpus some time ago and chose not to, and probably won't. But
well, I mean, our District 1 rep was one of the idiots that voted against the desal plant, which is your problem, Clay. So you need to make sure that you get somebody good that knows that we actually need water. So that's why I think you should run.
I mean, what I don't really get is they've drilled a bunch of wells.
Clay, do you live in Corpus? Are you within the city limits?
Yeah.
Oh, you are? Okay.
They've drilled a bunch of wells right here.
Correct.
by the river.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid that I don't know where they're sending that water.
So it's our water, but the problem is all these wells that they're drilling, they were drilling them with the anticipation of the desal plant coming online in the future. So like, hey, we can like use up the water super fast because it doesn't matter because it will be replaced by the desal plant, right? Well, when you take that out of the equation, oh crap, we're going to use up all that water and then we don't have any water. We don't have any water at all anymore. So that's a problem.
So they created a bigger problem. Okay.
Hey, but they're smart. They're the experts because they know everything about water.
Well, what is their reasoning for voting against the desal plant?
So one of the morons said, well, it's just the price has gone up too much. Like, I feel like we're being taken advantage. We could get a better competitive bid. Like, folks, you chose the person to do this already. There were 3 people that bid on it. You chose, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh no, it costs too much. We want to waste the $50 million that has already been spent, and we'll consider starting. Yeah, no, it's already down the road. It's been burned. In the moment that they said, hey, we're going to stop, you can't come back from it. It's over. It's done. Wow. Gone. So even if we want to start over, that money a new company is not going to take those plans and use those plans because the way they're going to build it is going to be slightly different, right? And plus, they want to make the $50 million themselves. Why wouldn't they? It's free market, right? So we just burned $50 million that goes on the taxpayers, not the ratepayers, right? So there's a difference. I don't know that our city council members are smart enough to understand this, but there's a difference between a city taxpayer and a water ratepayer, right? So if you live in the city, you pay taxes, but we give water to everybody in the area, right? So if that $50 million actually went towards the plant, then we can spread that around and make everybody pay for it. But since it's not going towards the plant, the city taxpayers have to pay for it. So our taxes are going to go up to pay $50 million for nothing.
Wow.
And we still have no water. By the way, also on top of that, we still kick the can down the road for multiple more years and have no water.
Goodness.
It's just unreal. It's incompetence. And frankly, you tell me, can I sue them for that?
No.
Why not?
Because of immunity.
So would it just get kicked out, or would it could I at least draw it out for a really long time?
I would get kicked out eventually, but you'd be in the news a little bit.
Yeah. So if nothing else, just stir it. Somebody rich needs to do that. Just sue all the people that voted no, just to mess with them. Mm-hmm. Get in the news some more. Mm-hmm. And again, I'm not about frivolous lawsuits because I've been part of one before and it was not fun. But hey folks, you're an idiot. You have screwed up bad. And all those people need to get voted out and just go home and just do whatever it is that they do. Retire, go back to your job, do whatever it is, but don't get in politics again. Because frankly, the reality is city councils aren't experts in running cities. They're there to give some guidance to the actual experts that are running the cities. And I'm not saying that the people running our city are experts, but they were pushing for water because they're at least smart enough to know, hey, no water, no people.
Right.
Anyway, Sorry, I got off on that again. I gotta quit talking about water. What else do you guys want to get me fired up about today? So let's talk about these boats.
Huh?
These boats that Trace brought up.
These boats?
Yeah, some boats getting bombed.
Oh, the drug boats in Venezuela?
So I don't know what's happened.
Yeah, the big thing in the news right now, and it's really a rather disturbing turn of events. I mean, that we've all watched the Democrats losing their minds over the things that Trump has done and frankly is accomplishing. And he has turned his attention toward the cartels in Venezuela, and the president of Venezuela, who is really nothing more than a cartel, the head of a cartel. And they're bombing these, these fast drug boats that are hauling drugs out of Venezuela, bringing them to the United States. I haven't studied it enough to know what the path is. But what happened the other day is they bombed one of these boats, and there were 2 survivors.
Okay.
And then they went back and bombed it again and eliminated those survivors. So the Democrats are using that and are accusing the administration, the Secretary of War, and the admiral that was in charge of the operation of war crimes. And I haven't seen politics, devolve to this level before, where,
but it's not surprising.
We've obviously heard about allegations of war crimes against foreign leaders.
Yeah.
But I've never heard it leveled by one party against another in the United States. And I just think it's a dark day when you start that kind of a thing. That they're questioning the legality of what he's doing and all the things. I just kind of liken it to, I mean, if you are in a war, and I believe that drugs have killed more Americans than any conventional war ever have, and that country is, maybe not, it's probably not the biggest supplier of drugs to the United States, but it's certainly one of them. And it needs to be cleaned up. I've recently had a case where I had to deal with Venezuela. One of my clients' employees suffered a traumatic and unfortunate accident on the job, and his widow and children were in Venezuela. And it was my job to facilitate both the workers' compensation payments and try to help this family that is in Venezuela.
Sure.
And it was a nightmare that took a year and a half of pretty well constant work to try just because of the obstacles of dealing with the Venezuelan government.
Sure.
And so anyway, it's a mess, but all to say, the politics have yet again devolved further than what I would have ever expected. So,
Good gosh. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. One, definitely doesn't surprise me. But 2, that is interesting. Like, why would they go back and why? I always assume they'd pluck those 2 out of the water and be done. No?
Yeah, I don't, like I say, I don't know. I kind of liken it to a tank. I mean, if you disable a tank and the soldiers from the tank get out and start, running back to get in the next tank, I mean, I would never have thought that it would be alleged to be a war crime to.
I wouldn't think it would be a war crime. Like, I mean,
the way that I've heard that explained the other day is the missile didn't quite do the job that it should have done the first time.
Gotcha.
And those guys somehow maybe were blown out of the boat but the drugs were still there. Again, the missile didn't quite do its job.
Gotcha.
And so the threat is some other boat could just comes
and picks it up, and here we go.
Gets the drugs.
Well, yeah, because the whole point
is guys got back in the boat and they took care of the problem.
Gotcha.
The way that I understood the chain of activity. But then Trace is correct in that The Kratz started crying about that and calling it war crimes. I don't know what a war crime is, but I
first of all,
personally don't care if those two dudes were in the boat. Sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, the reality is
you have been warned. Y'all know that we're doing this.
Correct. Like, you're not surprised.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be. Right. So, have you guys ever read the book or watched the movie Soul Survivor?
No.
Yeah.
So, it was one of the hardest books I've ever read in my life. So it's 4 guys that are in Afghanistan. They're out just doing recon.
Wait, you said Soul Survivor. Are you talking about Lone Survivor?
Lone Survivor, yes, sorry.
Of
Lone
course,
Survivor.
Of course I know that book and the movie, yes.
Yeah, so I mean, it's the rules of engagement, right? Of like, you can't do anything because, you might hurt somebody's feelings.
Right.
You might make somebody upset somewhere somehow. And then you have 3 guys that get brutally murdered and another guy that I'm sure he wanted to die at some point because they couldn't just tie up this little boy that they know for a fact he's going to go back and tell the Afghan war fighters that so like, let's just tie this kid up so we can get out of here. Somebody will come find him because the herd's going to be hanging around him. But nope. Instead, because these rules of engagement, because they don't want to get put in jail when they get back home.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
Like, it's still war.
You said you have read the book and watched the movie, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Why? I watched the movie first, and of course was just enthralled with with that story, and then I read the book, and I was mad at the movie that the movie didn't tell the story of the book. It was, I mean, I would have, who cares if it would have made that movie 3 more hours long?
I agree. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I agree. I was disappointed in the movie for sure. The book was, the book was hard. That was tough, man. That was really tough.
The commander of that 4-man group, the actor's a guy named Taylor Kitsch. It's that Jack Carr guy that was he was a SEAL.
Okay.
And he wrote The Terminal List and
That's what it is.
It's a new Vietnam. I'm actually reading the new Vietnam book. Primeval.
Mm-hmm.
American Primeval is the name of that miniseries that Taylor Kitsch was in. And it's real good too. It's a story about the settling of the West at the time when Brigham Young was trying to overtake Utah.
That was a crazy series.
And the Indians were trying to keep everybody out.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it's pretty good.
Have you read the book?
I haven't read the book, no.
Like, I mean, because the book's always better, right? Like, but that was like, golly, that was rough. Like,
so I got a question about reading. When do you read?
I don't read as much as I should. I've just started reading again. Like, I've just decided, hey, I've got to read. And I have been doing it instead of watching TV first thing when I get the kids to bed.
Yeah.
Because I should read.
I don't really watch TV. I have the TV on a lot of times when I'm, cooking and doing evening chores or whatever. But, I read all day long, every day, and stare at a computer screen.
Yeah.
And the only time that I really have to read is when I get in bed.
Yeah.
And the time that I'm awake from the time that I get in bed is a pretty short window. And so I just can never finish. I can never feel like I make progress. I would love to read, but I just don't have time for it in my day. I get up in the morning, I go to the gymnasium, I get back home, I read the Bible on the back porch and now it's actually gotten cold enough where I don't sit on the back porch in my short pants anymore. Doing that inside.
Yeah.
And then this time of year, we got to feed the cows, work the bird dog, and go to work.
Sure.
And then by the time I get home, do all the chores, cook supper, get everything ready for the next day, and then get in bed. That's the only time I have to read.
Yeah.
And it's just not very, it's not a very productive time to be reading and remembering. So,
yeah. No, I do my Bible study and like journaling first thing in the morning. And I've been doing that for a couple of years now, but actual reading just to like learn something or pleasure. Yeah, I do that before I go to bed. Because I typically will watch TV just to like slow my mind down, because otherwise I have a hard time going to sleep. So trying to read, right now I'm reading for fun. I actually have a book that I've started reading at the office. Like if I have any time at all, I'll read for a little bit for, professional development stuff. But I used to read like crazy, and then I had kids, and the time slipped away very quickly there. Very, very quickly. But I think reading is good. I think that's one thing that they should teach in school, is more reading than what they even do, because I think reading is the way to expand your brain to think about things differently and, be able to process things better. Because that's one thing that is, in my opinion, is definitely a dying art, right? The more electronics we have, the less reading we actually have to do. Unfortunately. Clay's got tons of time to read, though.
I don't.
But the morning and
I don't do a lot of reading.
But you got the time, right?
No.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't think so.
Gotcha.
Trace, how are you feeling about you said the other day that you're now a college football fan. What brought that on?
Oh, college football.
This is great.
College. I was hoping that y'all took care of that y'all were going to take care of that. I was going to come in later, because y'all typically start talking about college football. I really don't pay any attention. I think we probably covered that last time when Keith we kept using those acronyms for things that I didn't understand.
Yep.
But you must know something. You were harassing me the other day after.
Well, I was in College Station for Sorority Dads Weekend.
Okay.
And so Beth and I were kicking it in College Station, and we got up that morning and went to the farmer's market, which, hey, if you're ever anywhere near Bryan, Texas on a Saturday morning, you've got to go to the farmer's market. It was awesome.
That's cool.
So we did that first, and then the football game was early that day. That was that South Carolina game. And one of my college roommates' family was having a tailgate across campus from where Beth lives. Beth lives pretty close to Kyle Field. And so I walked from her house as she and her roommates were starting to get ready for their little pregame stuff and to go to the game. I walked over to that tailgate party and, was going to stay as long as it made sense to stay. And, if the game was interesting, I didn't have a ticket. But so I went to the tailgate party, and at the end of the first quarter, I was like, well, I really don't want to, I got stuff to do at home. I'm not going to sit here next, 3 quarters after we're, after this team that was not supposed
annihilated.
To score at all
Yeah.
is beating the heck out of us. So anyway, I left, walked back to Sydney's house. They were already obviously at the game by then. This was about middle of the second quarter, I guess, when I left. And so I was talking to a fellow on the way home, and he asked me what I was doing, and I said, I was coming home from College Station. He said, you didn't stay for the game? And I said, heck no, I didn't stay for the game. Stayed through the first quarter, and then I left. I got stuff at home. I don't need to sit there and watch them get beat. And he said, oh, well, you don't know what's happening. And this is middle of the third quarter. So I may or may not have turned on YouTube TV and set it on my console. And what a tremendous, there's never been an Aggie game like that. There's never been a comeback. I don't know about in all of college sports, but certainly in Texas A&M history, there's not been anything like that. So that I enjoyed that, and down to the very last second. And then, of course, we have to foul up right there at the last minute. I don't even remember what that little goofy trick play was that we did, but it didn't work. And so I thought, well, here we go. We're going to lose. And then we didn't. And then we won. And so then I got home that night. And you'll love this. Sydney, who was at the game, went back to her house at halftime because the game was so bad.
Sure.
So she was there and left and then missed this greatest comeback. But of course they all watched their house. Anyway, So then that evening, Texas was playing whoever Texas was playing. I don't remember. And
No one cares.
It was super close. I don't know whether they ended up, I can't remember whether they ended up winning.
Of course
I think
they
maybe
won.
they got a win.
Not of course, but they won.
They eked it out. But so anyway, I was
Eked it out.
enjoying that. I was like, wow.
I can't remember.
I
Is
said,
this the
y'all-
kind of game you like?
They got two pretty quick holding penalties in a row. And so I sent him this text. I said, wow, y'all hold a lot. And of course, Keith, I send him
This is
probably
hysterical.
6 text messages during
Right.
this game.
I'll
He
answer
doesn't
one of them.
respond at all.
Yeah.
He's not going to dignify any of it
Nope.
with a response.
I wouldn't
you
either,
know.
to be clear.
Yeah,
Like
he
you
doesn't
can,
respond
like
at all.
there's 0% chance I would be responding to that.
Buddy.
I was pretty proud of that. Wow, y'all hold a lot.
Like the only response you might have got from me would have been a middle finger emoji coming back. Like there you go. Now, take your hold and do that. That's
That's
hysterical,
So
though.
you would
Think that would have spurred me into my new college football
But again, you don't
excitement
care.
that one day. And then, of course, Texas and A&M played on the Friday after Thanksgiving. So we were still in Port O'Connor after having, as I said, got up at 3 o'clock on Thursday morning and went all day that day. And then on Friday, we fished all day, had that big lunch, and then I cooked supper for everybody that night. And supper came off about 7 o'clock. By the time I was finished with all of that, it was halftime. I hadn't seen anything about it. So then I figured, well, since I'm this new good Aggie, I'll go upstairs and watch the rest of the
Aggie.
and so I got up there and I sat down in the chair and we weren't doing good. And so I think I saw about 6 or 8 plays before I drifted off into a super deep sleep.
Oh.
That
Huge
the next
fan.
day I was made fun of for being, the great Aggie fan. I woke up I think there was less than a minute left when I woke up. So that was my college game day rivalry experience.
That is so. First of all, can you imagine being a South Carolina fan in that game? You would
No.
want to throw yourself off the closest high point.
yeah.
Like
Yes.
you destroyed the
unbelievable.
undefeated Texas Aggies, and then you didn't.
I've never seen a turnaround like that.
Well, I mean, I
have
don't know Florida State against Tennessee at the College World Series a couple years ago. That was pretty close to that.
That was the one
Because
you
Graham
were
wanted
at.
to leave. Graham wanted to walk out, and then there's a picture of him on ESPN going as we won. So, yeah, no, it's
Speaking of baseball, what's the update on Justin?
He's in College Station right now, and just because he can use the facility. But mid-January, he's headed back to Arizona to
it's exciting.
the Royals Training Center or whatever.
That's
it is.
exciting.
Did y'all follow it enough? You remember Bryce Miller, who was
Remember the name? And Justin has talked about him before.
Yeah, he's a pretty good guy. Sarah Kate knows him. They were good friends in college, and he was at church. He's from New Braunfels. He was in church the other day.
That's right. I think Sarah Kate told me that.
Yeah, we didn't get to talk to him, but he was on the other side of this rather big.
Didn't the pastor make some big thing about him being there or something?
He did,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Sarah Kate told me about that.
That's cool. All right, so last thing before we cut this thing off, who's winning the SEC championship?
I'm going Georgia.
Well, I have a question.
Okay.
If A&M had won the Texas game, would we be in that
Yes.
SEC championship?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, that's too bad.
It's probably you got to look at it 2 different ways. Yeah, that'd be a great game to play in. It'd be great to be the SEC championship.
But it doesn't matter anymore with these
yeah,
playoffs.
it doesn't really matter. And
It
you
doesn't
just
help.
wasted a game and probably
hurt
got
players.
people hurt.
Yeah, I agree. Like you're
Yeah.
better off to sneak right past
I
it.
think that's right.
So the SEC championship doesn't have anything to do with the college
Very
playoff.
little.
It could, it potentially could, but the reality is it used to mean a ton, and now you'd rather be the guy on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
You get an extra week prep. You get, no people don't get hurt.
Actually sitting in a pretty good spot where they are.
I agree. Yeah, I think Georgia's going to pull it off. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't like either one of them. They could tie for all I care. I wish they could. All right, anything else?
Nope.
This is a long. See, you got to bring Trace on more often. We can always hit Jamie's 45-minute mark.
59:30.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you guys.
Hey guys, I appreciate it. It's fun.
Have a good weekend.